dum, dum. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for you. He would be my guide, holds me closely to his side, with love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. He will make a way. You're welcome again on the continuation of our series, Activate Your Inner Peace. Good morning. I remain your Serenity Coach, Chinewubi. It will interest you to know that your mind is as busy as a marketplace. Imagine yourself stepping out for a while from your mind and watching it from the outside. You would be alarmed to discover how busy your mind really is. According to neuroscience, our brain is made up of 86 billion neurons, and the size of the brain is not what is most important, but the number of neurons that our brain has made, the number of neurons in our brain. These neurons are what gives our brain the information processing ability. Neuroscience says that neurons that wire together fire together, and that synaptic firing rate of the brain is about 200 times per second and 17.2 billion action potential. That's a whole lot, you must agree with me. Excuse me. Let us not even get too scientific. Imagine your brain just like a marketplace, filled with noises, movement, and actions from lots of hustling and bustling of the marketplace, with every stay in the market trying to connect to each other and attract customers to their stay. I bet you this is unimaginable, and that is exactly how large the number of thought connections our brain tries to process. Follow me on this analogy. In the marketplace, people talk loud, shout, and try to attract others to their stay in order to make transaction. In likewise manner, inside our mind, our thoughts provokes large sounds and imaginations, all with the aim of trying to attract us or catch our attention, or even distract us if we're not focusing. There are many thoughts that go through our mind, coming and going per second, constantly trying to attract our attention and making us follow them without giving us any free moment to process those thoughts. Your actions and attentions are always drawn here and there. This prevents you from thinking properly and planning while this noise is going on in your thought. This is exactly how your thoughts behaves. And that is why you need to learn how to impose silence on your thoughts so that your mind can rest and attain inner peace. It is only when you are able to take this rest by observing your mind from the outside that you can tell the difference between the noisy thoughts in your mind and your inner peace. If you can make your mind quiet for a few minutes a day, and you will begin to notice how restless the mind can be, then you will always want to calm it down and enjoy some quietness. Attaining inner peace is a deliberate process of emptying your mind of all unnecessary, restless, and disturbing thoughts in order to enjoy a sense of peace, calmness, and happiness. In this state of inner peace, you get away from your thoughts, worries, and fears, and you enjoy happiness and freedom from your thoughts. You take a break from your mind. In order to be able to take this break from your mind and successfully attain inner peace, it is important for us to understand how our thoughts are formed from our environment. Because the environment can be very restless. And restless thoughts is just like a fish in the water. I would like to tell you a short story that relates to the topic of this restless thoughts and the fish in the water. There was a young boy named John Paul who was constantly restless in class, and the teacher tried different things to calm him down, but all of her approach proved unsuccessful until one day she remembered the power of a silent mind. What exactly did the teacher do, you might wonder? She sent John Paul to the school pond to watch the fishes in the water and count those fishes. While John Paul was busy watching those fishes and counting them, he became more and more relaxed. And this continued for a while until John Paul himself realized the stillness of his mind and what silence played, the role silence played in putting his mind at a calm position. What exactly happens to John Paul? You might wonder, was he kidnapped by the powers of the water or hypnotized by the fish, as most of my African brethren would like to think or react? None of the two. It was none of the two. It was the power of a silent mind, which became activated through concentration, discipline, and mindfulness. A fish in the water constantly moves and creates ripples in the water, thereby disturbing the water and making the water appear turbulent. And this is how thoughts in our mind make our mind appear turbulent. If you could watch your mind, you would see that it looks like the ripples created by the fish in the water, as your mind keeps jumping from one thought to another and never stands still. This mind is always busy, most often with trivial matters. One moment you might be thinking of one thing, and the next moment you are off to think of something entirely different. If you wish to succeed in anything, you need to be able to overcome the restlessness of your thoughts. When there is no restless thoughts, then there is peace. Fish in the water create ripples and stir the water, but when the fish stands still, the water becomes quiet. In the same way, your thoughts constantly move in your mind, disturbing focus, and often create endless thinking and worries. However, when you can at least momentarily stop those movements, the mind becomes quiet and calm. In this calmness, there is peace, there's happiness, there's confidence, and there's joy. How come and how are our thoughts formed from our environment? Every feeling we have ever felt was influenced by our thoughts in our mind, which are wrapped around our values as a product of the beliefs we are embodied with. And these beliefs are constantly being shaped as a result of the different environment we have ever lived in or we are currently living in the course of our life. It is up to us, therefore, to control those thoughts and never permit destructive tenants to rent a space in our mind. And the choice is ours to make, because to change your thought, you must change your values. To change your values, you must change your beliefs. And to change your beliefs, you must change the environment you find yourself. Our brain constantly responds to our environment through our senses. By senses, I mean our 5 senses as human, the 5 body senses. And these senses process a lot amount of information in bits per second. The eyes, for instance, processes 10,000 million bits per second, according to neuroscience. The ear processes 100,000 bits per second, and the skin processes 1,000 million bits per second. The nose processes 100,000 bits per second, and our taste organ, that's the tongue, processes 1,000 bits per second. That is why whatever we experience, read, see, hear, smell, or even taste are all sources of our environmental filters. And that's why we need to be careful what we do, what we say, what we feel, what we hear, and even what and whom we surround ourselves with. The message we gather from our environment goes a long way to make us or mar us, as they inform and shape our beliefs, which in turn shapes our values and our thoughts that gets projected to us as our feelings. So who and what exactly is living in your thoughts? Find out tomorrow on this series as we keep you abreast of the different spaces in your brain that you have rented out unconsciously, even without knowing them, and they have the capacity of stealing your inner peace. Until I come your way again on this series tomorrow, I remain your Serenity Coach, Chineye Nwobi. Thank you.